We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this.
And what this is Taco Bell Fire Habanero Monterey Jack with jalapeno and habanero peppers. Now, I went through all of the Taco Bell sauces I could find, and they had discontinued the Reaper Ranch by the time I started this series. So I didn't get to do that on camera. I did have it a few times though. And Taco Bell does not really get anything that's too hot on the scale of stuff. The thing I will say too about pepper cheeses is you really have a lot of conflict here because you've got the casein and the capsaicin that like to bind to each other, so it's very difficult to get an actual hot cheese. And I certainly do not expect that this will change things, but I saw it, and kind of my guiding principle here on the fundamentals of heat is habanero or higher. If it's a snack food, I will try it for the purposes of this series. So they have, I believe, 3 or 4 other different cheeses, but none of those looked as though they had any heat, so I did not bother with any of them. So let's just open this up. Alright, so you can see we have nice Monterey Jack, and it does not look like anything other than Monterey Jack. Honestly, there's some tinges in there, but nothing too crazy. It smells just like Monterey Jack. It doesn't smell like peppers at all. So I'm not expecting this to be hot. So I'm gonna first sample just a pinch of it here, and then we'll go on to try to get onto food.
Oh boy.
Making a mess here. So I'm not getting much out of this other than Monterey Jack, to be honest. There's a vague sort of general heat behind it. This is the case with me, actually, to be honest with you guys. This is the case with me with nearly every single spicy cheese I try. It is heavily diluted. I'll give this one, I'll give it a default one. There's no real heat in this to speak of. If you like Monterey Jack with a little bit of spice, this probably will be fine. It's certainly far from fire, though. This is it's almost like it's a flavor where you get kind of a vague, powdery sort of heat to things. I guess I probably should need that. All right, so I made here a plate of nachos with this, and I used. So these are just golden rounds, and I used a lot of this bag. Let's say actually the majority of this bag, and let's see if it does any better. Usually I would have this piled with things like refrieds and maybe some pulled pork and definitely jalapeno rings. If I liked habanero better, I would probably consider putting some of those rings on here. Maybe a sliced black olive or two. And again, what we really have here is just cheese. There's not. And you can see some of the red flecks in there. But I'm assuming they use dehydrated stuff, so. This is pretty weak. This is basically just your standard pepper jack. I have had hotter pepper jack too, by the way. I feel like you really have to go with a ghost or something like that. If you're wanting actual heat in your nachos. Honestly, I wouldn't choose pepper jack for this purpose. Definitely not Monterey Jack. It's just a bit too mild for me. I like cheddar, or I like that fake cheese with jalapenos in it. It's not Tostitos, I think it's Fritos. And if you do decide to use that, you have to use it all up right when you open the can. That stuff will not store. Every time I've opened it, I know the vacuum, I guess, holds it in place, but every time after I've opened it, every single can is separated. And the Tostitos doesn't do that as bad, but that also does. I guess that's how I know you're having real food, right? They should, I think at least consider offering this in their restaurants, huh? Because there's people like me that will come in and try to find the hottest thing. And if you have this and Volcano and Reaper Ranch and maybe, I forget which of the taco sauces I tried was actually hot. I think there was one that was somewhat hot, and I don't remember which one it was. Taco Bell is trying to kill their menu, though. So I don't know what they're doing over there. Maybe they should. Just have tacos and burritos, kill everything else except for the specialty stuff. Why not? And then when that runs out, put the next specialty in. Even pre-COVID, I wasn't too motivated to go there. Now during the COVID days, I'm not motivated to go there at all. You know, I think I'm going to punt on this after this. This is really kind of a waste of time. I'm getting no heat out of this. By this point, you can see how much of the bag is left. Flavor isn't all that great either. I gotta see if I can chase down some jalapeno rings or something. I'll put that over there for now. Alright. So, Taco Bell Fire Habanero cheese. Definitely no fire. Habanero flavor and jalapeno even isn't really there. Just kind of a vague, sort of very slight amount of heat to this. So, if you're like me and you're enticed when you see this on the shelf, if you are a chili head, you can definitely skip it unless you really like Monterey Jack for your nachos. I mean, this would be fine. I'll probably put what's left on some Mexican food of some type just to use it, but my personal preference is more for a cheddar. I've spiced up cheddars plenty of times, and yeah, I mean, it's not, there's nothing great here. It's just kind of there. So, there you go. There's a look at the Taco Bell Fire Habanero Monterey Jack cheese.
Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.